This show contains mature and intense subject matter, themes, and language. The opinions contained herein are for entertainment purposes and are not intended to offend, especially during Cards Against Humanity. All of you who choose to continue, you have been warned, and welcome back. Man, I love that guy's voice.
I love that ending now. It's so fucking good.
I do too. I think that is one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, it's your voice as well when you do it. It's fucking brilliant.
Thank you.
You should have done radio. Definitely should have done radio.
Sound like you.
I know. That's great. I could pretend to be somebody else.
Yeah.
You've got one of those voices that one of those. What do you call it? Oh.
Good announcer voices.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of those voices that make people listen.
I wish. No, thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are back at last. Kerry is back from her holidays. But we have, yeah. But now we've lost Marty tonight again because he's being a dad.
He's got a family and he's got to do stuff.
Yeah. Well, he says he's probably sat there with his feet up, smoking weed or something.
Yeah, probably. I don't blame him. I'd be ignoring my kids too.
Amy will not be on because she's not very well. I'm not 100%, but hey ho. If I didn't turn up, then there'll be nobody here. But yeah, it's good to see you all again. Kerry, more importantly, well, we know you had a great holiday. I'm sure the guys would like to know where you went on holiday.
Right, I'm here.
Well played. Okay.
I went to
we have missed you, Kerry, definitely. It was glad you had a good time. It's good to have I'm sure it's. I know, because you worked while you was away, didn't you?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, every day was some sort of video making day. It had to take the opportunity with those backdrops. So yeah, I didn't do any readings as well. That's a lie. I did a couple of lives and did a couple of free readings, but I didn't do any sort of bookings as such.
Is that more just to keep your channel numbers up? Because I know you have to do so much, don't you?
Yeah. For TikTok, if you let it go for too long, it's
the algorithm loses favor with you. Yeah.
But quite enjoy it too. I quite enjoy doing the readings with people, and I know as well, since I'm not doing my real lives on the Saturday and Sundays while I was away, I'd get messages from people going, "Oh my god, I miss you." So I thought if I could just pop on from time to time, it does it for those people. I didn't realise how many people actually depended on my live so much, which was quite lovely. But yeah.
You have a following, that's for sure. People love you. Yeah. You're quite lovable.
Yeah. Definitely. I think, well, like how many times it was, you've changed people's lives, and I think even just the little things, like you say, for the little lives and stuff that you do, you are changing people's lives for the better, definitely. And you and Dave, like I said, like you got hearts of gold. Like, don't stop what you're doing. It's brilliant, definitely. Oh, and we're so lucky to have you on our show. Like, so.
I am going to wholeheartedly agree with that. Yes.
Yeah.
And just as a friend, not only on the show, but like as a friend and like off camera, like, you know what I mean? I think that's absolutely amazing. So,
yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, Chantel brings up a good point. Chantel says Marty hasn't been fired in a while. So, yeah, Marty, you're fired.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Next time Marty on, you're definitely fired, buddy. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry.
You have to put up me being on and off as well because I've got to read and talk.
It's okay. It's okay.
Do you know, I miss Mama Marty as well.
Yes, I do. So, Mama Marty, if you are watching, we do miss you. Because I know she has watched the last show, though. She did put some comments into the last show.
Oh, did she? Oh.
Yeah, I did see them. Bless her. I think like almost everybody who got on here, it's always been good. It's never been like terrible, apart from. Maybe.
Well, yeah, apart from that one time.
Yeah, we won't mention Marty.
Actually, if we're talking about Marty, there were a couple times where he kind of dropped the ball, but we'll you can go back and watch those. So yes. Enough about the past. We are on to today's show. Tom, what's the topic for today, buddy?
Yeah, we are doing Ancient Giants today. This is something I've been really interested in for ages. I don't know if I've spoke to you guys about it, but I've seen it keep popping up. There's been like pictures and stuff of giant bones being found. I'll bring one up as one of them. This, unfortunately, a lot of these pictures were faked, but there's a lot of truth behind them. Where we go now? So things like this. Oh, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, that's the one that was debunked. That's the one I was looking at. I was doing a little bit of research for the show. That's one that was absolutely faked and was debunked.
Yeah, definitely. Can you see two screens?
Yes.
Why the fuck can you see? See, I've already fucked it up, and I'm only 6 minutes in.
It's okay.
Yeah, Amy, where the hell are you? So
Laughing downstairs as she's watching the show, probably. That I venture.
I was meant to do that. That's what I was meant to do.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
No. Yeah, it was debunked as being fake. But as I'll get into in a bit, there's been evidence of bones this sort of size that have been found, but they've mysteriously disappeared.
How do you lose bones that big?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't exactly fall under the rug or the couch, does it?
This is it.
Where did I put that skull?
Just some very, very happy dog with a femur about this big in its mouth.
My theory about it, because like even before even researching it, I thought, well, if there's obviously been dinosaurs that were massive, like compared to today's dinosaurs, then surely our human species that was maybe around then was the same sort of size, like, or in comparison. You know, because like just because we haven't found these people yet, it doesn't mean they didn't exist. Like we only know what we dig up. If we haven't dug it up, we don't know about it. So it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just we haven't proven it yet.
It's like a lot of the topics we cover. It's like, yeah, just because you can't disprove it doesn't mean you can't prove it, or you know what I'm saying.
And I think, didn't we say when we had Mike Ricksecker on, wasn't he saying something about giant humans in Egyptian times?
Yeah,
because that's why they probably have massive doorways and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like in their hieroglyphs and stuff, there's always you get the small people, and then there's like the massive people. In that, like the important bit, like almost like they're gods that they worship, but they think that these are actual real, sort of like gods or aliens and stuff. Yeah, like you know, like so they had massive heads, elongated heads, and all this. They think that was just normal. That was like people were like giant. But yeah, we'll find it. Yeah, there's this one in America. A lot of them are found in America, especially South America. That was where a Bigfoot. I'm thinking of Bigfoot now. That's where they found a lot of them. It says here that they were found everywhere. From upstate New York was a place that they found them. That was one of them. Yeah.
Okay. You know where?
It just says
Albany.
Albany. Yeah, I'm sure they'll find bones in Albany.
Found all over the northeast, from Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts to Vermont in upstate New York. Other reports have been discovered in the South, Midwest, and West Coast.
So they pretty much encompass the entire United States with that.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like there hasn't been any in the center, but everywhere around there.
Everywhere else.
Yeah, everywhere else. That's interesting.
There was one they said was found in the Ohio River Valley, and these bones are actually in a museum somewhere. There was from a person who was 10 foot tall.
Wow.
And those bones actually exist. It didn't say what museum though. One female skeleton was found holding a 3.5 foot long child. So I don't know how old that child is. I mean, children do get to 3.5 foot.
Yeah.
It could be a normal sized child, couldn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what it says. And it says apparently a lot of these skeletons were found in clay coffins with engraved stone tablets, and the mounds that they were found in were 64 feet long and 35 feet wide.
Wow.
So like these huge, because they'd like bury several people. but that's how long this one burial site was.
Huh.
64 feet. So it's weird. What was it say? Apparently, it's very common. Sorry?
Would we find their bones now? Wouldn't they have decomposed?
This is it, but then they like dinosaur bones, they become so the bone's gone. It has decomposed, but what's left behind is I'm gonna get it so wrong. I'm sure T's probably knows all this, but it leaves something behind, like the calcium or something hardens, and that's the bone that they find. Because when we find like dinosaur bones, it's not the actual bone; it's like what's left behind or something. It's like a chemical reaction happens, and that's what leaves like an impression. Yeah, fossilization. Yeah, see, he's all over this shit.
Well done, Jeff.
Yeah, petrification maybe. Yeah, exactly. Tom said massive two shits. Did I say that? It's because I got a cold. Leave me alone. I'm ill. There's video evidence Kerry has a giant bone hidden somewhere. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've seen that video. Yeah, shh. Right, sorry.
Oh god. What was this?
My videos ever.
Some reports claim that the length of their feet were 5 foot alone in some of their feet, and these are claims that these aren't backed up. Oh, Hefty's had enough. Hefty's like, I'm out. Fuck this shit.
He's gone for another wee.
Yeah, probably. Apparently, also they had double rows of teeth. These people. I'll try and show you this. I don't know if this is interesting. Yeah, I don't know if this is a real image, but this is what I'm reading it off of. And like you see here, this guy's got one row here and then one row there.
Oh, like a shark.
Yeah, which is weird. Have to rage quit. Yeah, did they replace like shark's teeth? I wondered. T says maybe. That's what I'm thinking, because like large animals, even today's large animals, he's back now.
I don't know what happened. I honestly have no idea what happened there. I was like, oh, okay.
Apparently you raged quit.
I rage quit the show.
You rage quit.
I rage quit. I'm sorry, guys. I literally see what happened.
Big feet, that's it. I'm out of it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm having a good time. Enough with this. Click.
I
was like, wait, what?
How long's that been going off? Have I just not noticed that?
I haven't noticed it.
I haven't even noticed it. It's been going
Me either. They've just been wasting their energy like, please look.
Yeah.
God damn it. Thank you guys for that. At least I'm sorry we're not paying attention.
Yeah.
I know. What do you want me to do? I'll try to be vigilant about watching your balls, Tom. How's that?
We're like the worst paranormal investigators ever.
Keep an eye on your... Yeah, I know. There's a ghost holding a sign that says ghost here, and we're like, oh, I don't know. I don't see nothing.
Literally fast.
Looks, yeah, it's like... We're like, oh, this is a washout. Let's leave. It's the saddest ghost. He's so bummed. Oh, boy.
Tom's got about 20 in his little room there as well.
Oh, hang on. I closed that door there? That's a good point. I did close that door. Did anybody notice the door open at any point?
I don't know. I was gassing.
All this happened while I was gone for 2 seconds.
I definitely shut that. Hang on, I'll open the window. It's getting really hot in here.
It is, isn't it, Tom? It's about 24, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, easily.
I'm nice and cool in my posh air conditioning.
With your posh window.
That's my posh window. That's right.
Someone blowing up one of the American Stonehenge sites. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't hear about that.
I know there is some Stonehenge sites, but I didn't know that it's Georgia. No, I didn't. Eddie, did you read it was actually on the thing there? Is that... I don't know who...
I think they're talking amongst each other. I'm excited to learn more. Yeah, they discussed it on Nick and Jeremy's show. Okay.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so obviously these people do exist, but like, how giant are we talking, and how old? There's like, I've been struggling to find like hard evidence of it, because a lot of them are saying like a lot of this stuff was found in the 1800s, late 1800s, and then as the 1900s came with like turn of the century and education, a lot of this was lost, and it's almost like, well, that doesn't fit with our theory, so we'll just disregard that bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or it'll just disappear. I think stuff was easier to make disappear back in the day.
Exactly, yeah. In that, now there's a digital footprint, but there's nothing, you can't track that back then. And it's, do you know, it's almost like, you know how before, like, Einstein proved gravity and all this stuff, and Newton and all that. Before they did all that, we believed a certain set of things, but then as soon as they proved that, it completely changed what we believe. And I think it's almost getting to that point now, you know, like with the alien stuff that's coming out that Marty was on about, and all these kind of things that are cropping up. It's almost like we're getting to that point again, I think, and it's gonna all spill out again, and it's gonna completely change what we learn. I mean, even like Amy says, there's some things in her school that, because obviously when she teaches her kids, some of the things they teach now is completely different to what we were taught.
Yeah, look at like Common Core math. Biggest thing. I know you guys don't know what that is, but basically, so like it's just a way of doing like simple addition, where you take two numbers and you add them together, and that was that. Yeah. Right now, you got to explain like there's like steps. Say you have like 23 plus 64. You have to like break down and explain. There's a whole procedure on how to do it now, and I'm like, this is too. Yeah, I'm like, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I think they're just getting fucking stupid. Amy has to do with that kind of stuff. Like, some of it they have to do. It's like, really, like the whole. This is completely off topic, but the whole birds and the bees things. Yeah, now it's not just the birds and the bees. It's the bees and the bees and the bees and the
bees and the birds and the walruses.
Honestly, she's had to do it for some of these kids. These kids are like 10, 11 years old, and she has to go in depth to all these different things now, just because it's now that, so you include everybody in it. You can't just make it simple anymore. And even she said it's confusing the shit out of some of these kids. Like, they haven't got a clue. They're asking so many questions now, and they're so confused about everything. And it's not just with that; it's all subjects. There has to be like.
I'd love to go to her school to host an Ask Me Anything. That would be great. I'd go there and be like, yeah, I'll answer every single question y'all have. Every single one. You go ahead. Unapologetically.
Yeah, I think it needs to go back to that. Just an abacus. There we go. Add it up. Done.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Don't know why you can't do it. Yeah, exactly. 100 years ago, thought the Milky Way was the universe. And nothing else existed. So because we couldn't prove it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just because we haven't seen it yet.
There have been a lot of people with gigantism also just throughout history altogether. I mean, a lot of them were sideshow freaks. One of them, I think his name was Matthew McGrory, he was an actor, and he was like, I forget exactly how tall he was, but he was in like House of a Thousand Corpses and The Dead Hate the Living and stuff. So he passed unfortunately years ago, but he was huge.
He was like 9 foot or something.
He was. I'm actually going to look that up real quick.
Yeah,
it's carry on before I spill beer on my computer. That would not be good.
That's a good point you bring up though, because apparently.
What are you eating, Tom? Did you forget where you were?
No, it's my treat for the weekend. I've had a shit week and I feel like shit.
Well, share them out. Come on.
Yeah. I'll send them through the internet.
He was 7'6". Okay, I'm sorry. He was 7'6". That's still very
massive. Yeah. I mean, Dave was saying there, allegedly Goliath was 7'8". But there's a point to that though, because they think that when you get these freakishly tall people, they think that is the ancient gene like cropping up again from these species, because they think that this giant people were subspecies of ours, and we almost like interbred and created our gene. It keeps cropping up, that gene, but because it's a lot easier for the human body to develop smaller, because obviously it doesn't take as much energy, as much time or anything, that gene is almost being like eroded. But that's why they reckon it keeps cropping up, because there was giant people at one time. And it makes a lot of sense as well, for like, if you think about how pyramids are built, how Stonehenge was built, we can't even today just like fathom how they did it. They didn't do it with fucking sticks.
Yeah.
Like, but if there was giant people around then, it makes that a whole lot easier.
Well, you'd see the tallest man, Robert Wadlow, was 8'11", and that was when he was last measured back in 1940. So that's if you thought that's huge. That's literally an inch short of 9 feet tall. 9 feet tall. Yeah. That's bigger than a grizzly bear standing on its hind legs. Yeah, that's insane.
That's freaking massive. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like it doesn't exist. These giant people do it even today. Giant people do this. That's a good fucking shout. Matter. Near the giant surviving shots from Mars, since the gravity is lower there. Do you know what I mean? That's like fair. How even just talking about it starts pulling pieces together about how things would be.
We're gonna have this solved by the end of the show.
Do you know what I mean? I told you, like, by the end of the show, we're going to prove that they existed, because they're finding Mars did have water. There's formations on Mars that aren't created naturally, because like there's straight lines. Do you know what I mean? There's that mini pyramid on Mars. I don't know if you've seen the picture. Yeah. There's a mini pyramid. So it's not a fucking bad shout that in like reality. And if you look at some of the hieroglyphs, I know Mike Ricksecker was on about it. There's a lot of nods to our technology nowadays, but back then. So there's the image of the helicopter. There's the images of what I think of rockets. There's images of people in scuba diving gear.
Is that a giant person?
Yeah, was it a giant scuba diving mermaid? That would be fucking dope. Like, I knew it.
We're proving everything.
I don't know why the mermaid would have to be scuba diving, but I don't know. Who cares?
Sure. Even there was one of a laptop.
Oh, the ball going off.
It looks like a laptop with like USB ports in the side of it. You can almost see it. And this is hieroglyphs that actually exist, but they don't talk about it because apparently it doesn't exist. It doesn't fit in with our interpretation of the Egyptians. It's a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you start thinking about it all, it's like there's a lot of truth behind all this shit.
There is.
Have they got any like drawings of things that we don't know what they are? Because there could be like things in our future.
That's a good shout. I don't know.
All I can think of is a certain ex-guest's picture that was drawn. So I was like, I don't know what that is.
What was that?
Oh, no. We had yeah, fuck it. I don't care. We have a disclaimer on the show now. So.
Yeah, so Sarah drew this picture of what was bothering her, and I fucking thought it was going to be something like out of this world. It was just a little blobby doodle, and I'm like, oh okay. I was going to say, T-Bone, there's a word for what you're talking about, where you have natural tendency to see familiar things in clouds or, puddles and stuff like that.
Pareidolia, yeah. That's a good shout, Chantal, lad.
I was looking at that. That's kind of fun to think about.
That's a good shout, yeah. So this is the problem. Like, we don't know. Our history isn't very long. I mean,
no.
Your guys are even shorter. Yours is only, 150 years? 200 years at a push?
Well, I mean, just for our country. I mean, our families aren't from here. We all came from somewhere else where there's like a much richer history. We're not just like, we were all just from America. We all just popped into America 150 years ago.
Sorry. They're 200 years old.
If you think about it this way, though, so even just like dinosaurs were on the Earth for like billions of years, we've only been on. Well, we're in the year 2022. That's how long our history is. 2022. That's how many years it's been recorded.
That's insane.
That's fucked up. Like it shows you how like little time we've actually been here compared. So we don't really know fuck all about our history at all.
We think we do.
Yeah, exactly.
Not about anything.
That's the mankind's hubris, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Dave's on the ball tonight, isn't he? Is he?
Dave, you need to come downstairs. Come on, get on this.
Yeah, what the hell, Dave? Come on the show.
You know more about this than we do. So
yeah, he's like watching it. He's chiming. It's like, you're just right upstairs, Dave. Come on down. You're not even playing video games.
He's not, no. So that Gaff knows of it was first time not to be going to Palestine. Good shout.
The Roanoke descendants still around. Huh.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That would also prove that's why animals could grow taller, because gravity was not as great, so that it can hold up that mass size. Because there was a theory as well that
No, I was just going to say, do you think gravity changes? Because humans were quite small, weren't they? And we've grown again, so...
Well, gravity is relative to the mass, isn't it? So our planet, maybe as it was developing, has grown in mass. Maybe because when asteroids hit, that mass doesn't just vanish. It's now on this planet. So we technically have been growing bigger and bigger. So the gravity's been increasing.
I'm waiting for Tui and T-Bone to start lighting this chat up with stuff. I'm just watching.
They're on it now.
You're in their wheelhouse now, so I'm just kind of waiting and watching.
Yeah. There's a theory as well. Yeah, that some of these dinosaurs, right? Some of these giant ones couldn't even survive because their gravity would crush them.
Wow.
Is that Russian? I don't think some of these dinosaurs kapucked have survived now.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's mixing a bit of Russian there.
You've been drinking, Dave?
He's probably back doing 250 things on a computer.
I'm sure he is.
I doubt the lesser gravity theory. So you guys doubting the lesser gravity theory? Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good shout, though. I mean, it could be, or yeah, because we had another moon at one point as well, didn't we? That's another theory. There was 2 moons, and then that other moon crashed into us.
Not familiar with that one either.
Yeah, that's actually, I can't remember if it's been. Yeah. As such a motion mass of the planet is almost immeasurable. True, but asteroids over billions of years add up.
We need aircon, Tom.
We do need aircon. I don't know if you can see I'm sweating my tits off.
Yeah, me too.
You guys are more than welcome to come over here and do the show over here. I have air conditioning. I got chairs. I got,
I think everyone in the chat needs to come on the show, and we go in the chat because they know more about this than we do. What else is going broke anyway? So there was one that I did found that is proven. It's called the Giant of Castelnau. I'll just bring it up.
Yeah, just spell it.
CASTELNAU.
Castelnau?
I'll put it in the chat for you guys to try and pronounce it.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Castelnau. Castelnau? Whatever. That's how you spell it anyway.
So, I don't know.
There was 3 bone fragments that were found, a humerus, tibia, and a femoral midshaft in 1890 by Georges, some French guy, in the sediment used to cover a Bronze Age burial ground that dated possibly back to the Neolithic. The bones belong to one of the largest humans known to have existed. By adding, obviously, because the size of humerus, you can determine the size of the body. The person was 11'6" tall.
Wow.
And that
That's
was
not outside of the realm of possibility, man. Like we're talking about Woodlow, or you know, he was almost 9, so that's only literally like, even if they were on the cusp of that, and you were like just kind of guesstimating that's how tall they were, is like 11 feet or whatever, you'd still be. You good, Tom? You hear something?
2 seconds.
Yep, no problem.
Sorry.
No worries. You know, though, even if you were just guesstimating that is how, you know, big they were going to be, you'd still, even if you were in or a few inches, that's still only about a foot taller than, you know, the tallest guy. So you never know. Man, shaft. That's right, Chantel. Wow.
Everyone likes to be a shaft.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so that's actually proven. So 11 foot, like you say, 11 foot 6, that's fucking huge. That's 2 foot larger than what we know.
Well, I'm 6'2".
You're 6'2"?
Yeah, I'm huge.
So you're 6'2"?
Are you really? Chantel's tall too. She's like 6'8", I think. No, Chantel's not 6'8". I'm just kidding.
I'm a fucking midget. I'm only 5'8".
What are you?
Say you're not 6'2".
I'm 5'10". Dewey's 6'2".
5'7".
I was gonna say.
I'm like, there's no way, Kerry. I'm like, I've seen pictures on the Lost Dave. You're such a troll. Dave's a giant.
I tell you what, though, my cousins are tall. They've got to be 6 foot odd. They're really tall.
So it's not uncommon.
I'm not. Yeah.
There's a lot of tall people.
Shut Kerry.
No, she's a damn liar.
Huge. That's a good shot. That's true, actually. What Rob's got there. There is these humans that still live in the forest. They are about like tiny people because the way they've
yeah.
3 to 4 feet average height. Wow.
Are they the ones that eat people? If you go over
I hope
there?
so.
They wouldn't be able to catch you, though, would they? You only got little legs.
Especially me being a giant and all.
Yeah. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It'd be like fighting a bunch of like 4th graders.
Yeah.
With like poison blow. No, they'd fuck you up. They'd have like blowguns and shit, and spears and arrows, and you'd be done for, dude.
Do you think they like did that thing in Star Wars? You know, with the little fucking
the Wookiee? No, not a Wookiee. They call them little fucking Ewoks.
Yeah.
Ewoks.
That's what they'll be like. Throwing fucking stones at you and shit.
I know. I like to think they're cannibals, and I'm trying to think of a joke to go with it, because I feel there is one there. I don't know what it is. But yeah, if they're, you know, that'd be awesome if they were cannibals.
That would be very cool.
I think one of them does. One of the tribes, they eat people, don't they?
Yeah. They eat there's one. They eat their people when they die, so that apparently you consume the body to release the spirit or something.
To release the spirit, or to gain their like knowledge and like their
both. Yeah, I think it's
okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. Yes, too. We talked about David and Goliath a little bit ago. Dave brought it up. What are you guffawing about?
Yes, last comment about how did we get onto this topic?
Oh, we get the cannibals. I was distracted.
Watch out, we'll eat you, Jeff, if you sit still too long.
They'll chew on your ankles.
Get off! Come on! Worse than a Pomeranian. Oh my god.
Fucking hell. But yeah, there's like with Goliath and that, there is actually not in history, there's a lot of giant people crop up a lot over everything you look at, like especially religion. Sports,
basketball players. Look at American basketball players. Manute Bol was I don't even know how big he was. He's very tall.
7 foot, aren't they? You have to be. Like you watch them on TV or somewhere and they look like, oh, it's normal guys. You stand them next to a normal person.
Oh yeah, they're huge, dude. Yeah, absolutely. So that's, you know, so there's obviously more tall people out there than you would think, or than you would see. They just all play basketball, I guess.
And a lot of them tend to be African American as well, and they think that is because their gene hasn't been as watered down as our gene, which is why they think that they still carry that giant kind of gene more.
Huh.
Because like they think that us like Caucasian people have been mixed in with obviously Neanderthal and all that. There were a lot of smaller people. That's why we've got smaller. But theirs has been more concentrated, which has kept them taller.
Well, Tui brought up a good point. There's like an Asian basketball player, Yao Ming, and Tui says he's like 8'10" or something like that. Or I don't know if that is that who we were talking about. Rob,
really tall guy in Asia.
Yeah, no, he plays basketball. He's a basketball player.
Shit.
Get a photo.
Or something like that. Get a photo.
What's his name? I'll try and find it.
Yao Ming, YAO MING.
Basketball player. That's what he is. There we go. Yeah, Yao Ming.
Yeah.
I want to see him next to a normal person. Holy fuck.
Yeah, there you go. Can you share that? Can you pop that up?
Yeah.
Pallies in NBA. People are making up words all day here. Yeah, look at that guy.
Wow.
That is a tall guy. That is the tallest Asian, I think, that has ever existed. Look at him.
Beast.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Imagine the size of his shits.
How tall was it? How tall is he? He's not dead yet.
I saw 8'10" up in the. I don't know if I think too. He said. Oh yeah, no, yeah, he's 8'10". 8'10". Wait, 7'6". Who's 8'10"? Or maybe we were talking about the other guy, Robert Wadlow.
That other guy.
Yeah, because he was 8'11".
His arms are 2.26 meters across.
That's crazy.
Big bastard. 1980. He's the tallest active player in the NBA. It's 7'6". Shit.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's not that heavy, really. 141 kilo. Considering.
He's tall and skinny.
I suppose you have to be for basketball player. Anyway, we are going left field here. But,
not really. It's where it's on topic still. It's a tall guy. It's a giant.
Yeah. There's also so this is another one from the Bible. The Bible refers to a race of giants known as the Nephilim, who were said to have been killed by the Great Flood. To ancient cultures, beliefs that a race of giant godlike humans brought the knowledge of. 2 seconds.
David? Here he comes.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
Dave!
Let's give it up for Dave.
Dave is in the house.
Good evening.
Oh, I got it. Don't get
And Archie. Archie's here too, apparently. What's up, Archie?
We'll let Dave go now because he knows more than all of us.
Good. Come here.
Hi, Archie.
Come here.
The world's tallest giant.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy, Archie?
Good boy.
Hey, buddy. Oh, he's a good boy.
In your wisdom to the children.
Well, it's
Yes.
not wisdom, really. It's
More
more.
wisdom than us.
More.
I just like hearing Dave talk.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about mass of the planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one theory that the moon broke away from the planet. That's why it's there. It's a satellite. It isn't a planet. And the theory is that it broke away from the planet. So there's more mass just there. But I don't think the dinosaurs were alive before that, although we don't know.
Exactly.
There's so many other things to consider. Polar shift. You ever spoken about that before?
Yeah.
Antarctica, for example, under ice, right? It's under miles of ice, so they say. Yet the coastline was mapped by the Americans, I think back in the 70s. And it was matched up to that Piraeus Reis map, who was an Ottoman Empire sailor back in the 1400s, but a copy of a previous map. And the coastline was exact. So the planet could have done that. Whether that was due to mass or not, or whether that affected there being giants or not, I've no idea. But there are giants in history. Like I say, in the Bible, there's Goliath of Gath. It's quite clear in there. They've got his height in cubits. Therefore, they could measure it in feet and inches, which I think he was 7'8" or 7'10", something like that, when David killed him with the stone. And they've found Gath since in Israel. They've dug the place up, and there are giant structures there, apparently. Now, whether that goes along with there was a town of giants or not, I've got no idea. But it's quite interesting, nevertheless.
It is, yeah. And like I was saying about the things like the pyramids and stuff like that, it's like it makes sense that there's these giant doorways, there's these giant, like the Stonehenge and stuff like that. It makes sense that these things are built for giant people, and for them, it wasn't giant.
It's not only what we don't know; it's also what we're not being told.
Yeah.
I mean, the pyramids. When you look at the pyramids, if you've read the stuff and seen the films that I've seen about them, they match the Orion's belt and so on, and then some other pyramids in Egypt match the rest of the stars. So they were looking at the stars, these people. But then you've got the Sphinx in front of it, and the Sphinx is a lion. They reckon the head was done later by the pharaohs. And it does point towards Leo as well, the constellation of Leo.
Yeah.
And it is water eroded, yet there's no water there. It's a desert, right? So there's a lot of things that we're not being told. It does play into the hands of perhaps a polar shift, and why we're not being told about that, I don't know. Also, we have a ice age every 10,000 years, without fail. We're 2,000 years overdue, and so on. We're just not being told. Yeah, that's why we've got global warming now. So it doesn't happen again.
There's no ice age here, that's for sure. No, it's so true, and it's also as well. I saw there's this little video on a thing in the pyramids. One of the coffins, they measured it, and the measurements are so exact you cannot do it with like primitive tools. Even with laser guided tools nowadays, it's almost impossible to get it exact as they did.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. So you're talking about the internal angles and the square. There's no way they could do it with dink, dink, dink tools. It's impossible. You couldn't even do it with circular blades because you still have to get the corner out, and it'll be literally impossible. Yeah. The pyramids themselves are accurate within inches, if inches. And it's astonishing, and we're not being told who built them, realistically, in my opinion.
I think all of this, like when we talk about these things, these ancient mysteries, it just brings up that there's so much more we don't know, or like say we're not being told. And I think a lot of it as well is because it doesn't form with how we want people to think.
I was actually just reading this thing. It was a story about way back in the day. There was this guy named Jack, and him and his family were very poor. So his mother sent him to go get just go sell the goat at market, their pet family goat at market. Only he comes back without the goat, and the mother asks, where's the money? And he shows her beans. And apparently this guy had sold him magic beans. So Jack plants these beans, right? Are you guys following me so far? Does anybody know where this is going? Anybody? Come on. Finished? I just want. Sorry.
But going back to the pyramids, the Great Pyramid, I mean, they say these things are pharaoh's tombs, right? Well, perhaps they put them in there afterwards. I don't know. But in my opinion, there is absolutely no way they were built as a pharaoh's tomb. What they are and what their function is anyone's guess. And there probably is a function with them because there are copper rods that go up out to the walls, which is wires almost, you'd say. And you think, well, why are they there? And the only reason why they thought the pyramids, the Grand Pyramid, for example, was Khufu's tomb, was because there was a cartouche chiseled in the wall up above the main chamber, very, very rudimentarily chiseled, which just said Khufu. And that was it. Like, where are the rest of the hieroglyphics that you see in the tombs and the chambers and everything else in the where all the tombs of the pharaohs are. Where is the rest of the hieroglyphics? And like you say, there are granite blocks in there and granite sarcophaguses, you might say, that we couldn't make now. Well, we probably could now, but with difficulty.
See, we have like this. I've got a meditational pyramid that's built out of copper, and it's got a capstone on it, and it's the same.
Yes, it's mad actually.
It's the angles are meant to be shrunken down versions. Don't quote me in any of this as the Great Pyramid, because so you saying about the copper wires coming out of the Great Pyramid, it's a conductor, and that's why my healing pyramid is made out of copper, because it's a conductor of energy. So it's quite interesting to hear that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's we don't know really what they were built for. I don't suppose we'll ever be told. There's also this supposed Hall of Records, which some people say is beneath the paws of the Sphinx, and actually they did do an echo sound on that, and there is a chamber down there. Whether they've been down there or not, I don't know. And in the Hall of Records, there would be discovered exactly who built these things and what they are. Whether they would be ancient computers or not, I've got no idea, but it's a possibility.
This is it. And I think what we've discovered is only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much stuff that's either like is still buried or it's completely lost to history because it's been eroded away or whatever. There's so much that it's just, like you say, with them. And those granite blocks, they're one solid block. They're massive. Even our machinery nowadays would struggle to lift these and put them in the precise locations they are. And these things are deep inside these pyramids. Now, unless they built the pyramid around it, which is highly improbable, how the hell did they get that in there?
Yeah.
Into those exact, like you say, those exact...
And again, look at the Sphinx again. Actually take a look at the photo of it, and you'll see that it's completely out of proportion. The head is like a midget compared to the body, therefore it was a lion. So who put that there? Because it certainly wasn't the pharaoh. They didn't do that. And the Napoleon soldiers came along and shot it, by the way, as well. I don't know if you know that. They shot the Sphinx. But I mean, taking conspiracy theory even further for a minute, we know that there must be another body in space around us. There are 9 planets in our solar system, so we say. But there must be a 10th because they've done the gravitational pulls of all these things, and there has to be a 10th. And people talk about that planet Nibiru that comes around every who knows when. And the Sumerians were on Nibiru, and some say the Sumerians built the pyramids and other great structures, but who knows?
Which links in with all the UFO stuff and like they're still visited. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the more you talk about it, the more questions you have, but the more things start linking together and more things make sense. These theories that people have, and you can understand why people have a lot of these theories and a lot of these conspiracies. They're not necessarily conspiracies, they're just people free thinking. Instead of like when you're at school just believing everything that you're told and that is it, people are actually now thinking, well, questioning everything that we're told. Why? Just because somebody writes it in a book doesn't mean it's true and that's the only truth. Like, where did they get their information from?
And then when you look at fairy tales, conversely, and Bible stories and so on, you think, oh no, that can't be true. But actually, it possibly, some of it is. Let's take Moses, for example. Let's just take Moses in the Bible. I read the Bible when I was bedbound ages ago. Don't ask me why I did it. I did it. I have something to read. I read it. And I'm not religious in any way, necessarily. But Moses was supposed to have fled the Egyptians, talking about Egypt. And we all heard the sea parted and Moses and the Israelites got across. And the Egyptians following bombed the sea, came across and killed them all. And then we find out that one of the theories is Santorini in Greece. If you notice that it's a ring island. So there was a big explosion there. And they dated it back to possibly when the time, I mean, it would be a big coincidence, but the time that Moses was escaping Egypt. And if that was the case, and there was a mistranslation apparently between Red Sea and Reed Sea, the tide would have gone out. Now, if you remember, just before that, there was the plague of frogs and fire and brimstone, suggesting an explosion of some sort.
No, Fan has been on, Chantal. Sorry.
A sea would have gone out in a like a tsunami effect, and possibly could well have done that. So these things sometimes that seem so far fetched have possibly got some facts to them, you know.
Yeah, almost like Chinese whispers. It's been changed over history.
Yeah,
and we're not. We've got the wrong end of the stick, sort of thing. We're
not being told. I think that's the truth.
Well, I mean, look at these things. What have the Americans have just released with UFOs and that? Like, how long have they held on to that information?
Millions of years they've been coming, and we're only just being sort of told.
Yeah, it's there's things in the sky that we can't explain what they are. Well, are they UFOs? Yeah. No, but we can't explain what they are. It's the UFO then. I don't know.
From behind you.
Oh shit!
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So what time are we on now? I don't know. 20:52. We've actually been a freaking on topic almost all the show.
All night, I think.
I think we've done quite well. For me on my own, I've done.
Did very good.
I've done all right. Danny, good to see you in the chat, bro.
Hell yeah.
Good to see you popping up. And yeah, thank you to everybody in the chat tonight. Obviously, you're smashing it. And Dave, of course, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me down.
You're always welcome.
You can come on any time, Dave.
Yeah,
dude. On the show. I should just
I don't know about wisdom.
Next time we do, I'm
Make it more like.
going to let you lead it, Dave. I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to agree with you too. I think that I like what you just said. That's something the only two and I would get, but I like to think that is what just happened there too. So we watched Married with Children. It's like one of our favorite shows. I have the whole series on DVD, and the one we watched last night, one of the ones was main character gets shocked, has like a guardian angel that shows him what it would be like if he had never been born, but his guardian angel is Sam Kinison. Dave, Kerry, you guys might know, he was the American comedian that just was like very loud, coked up like crazy back in the day, long hair, trench coat. I was, that guy. Nah. He's a pisser. Look him up. But so we were watching. He's been dead a very long time. And when Dave talking about Moses, reminded Tui of the thing. Who put the joke in the? This is just going on way longer. But anyway, so yes, Tui. It was funny. That was Sam Kinison liking our joke. That's why the cat ball went off.
Say it.
Tired. It's one of his lines from a Rodney Dangerfield movie, Back to School, that he was in. Oh boy.
All right. Anyway, so we are going to get into the questions before we leave. I don't need to do a disclaimer because
I already did one. That's the best part. Is because you're filthy now.
But do you want to say it's been a crack show? Oh, quickly, there won't be a show next week because I'm away next weekend.
Right? Boo! How dare you take time off for yourself to enjoy time with your family? You son of a bitch! You selfish prick!
Okay, Marty's gonna fire me now.
Get it out here. Get it out.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, Tom. I love you.
But the week after there will be a show, and I think we're gonna do Ed and Rain Warren's, like some of their cases. Yeah.
Do you think we can get them on the show?
Yeah, definitely.
Might have to resurrect one of them, but
Come on, Kerry, do your thing.
Yeah, come on, Kerry.
Do your thing, Kerry. I love you, Chantal. That's my favorite show. Absolutely love that show. She gets it. See, Chantal gets it.
Quiet now.
Wow. Amy's downstairs like, yes.
But yeah, so that'll be the week after, and then that is nearly holiday time. So yeah, Lego for the questions. I need to find mine first. Give me a second.
Okay.
Right. You got your questions, Hefty?
I do. They're under my dishwashing rag, which surprisingly went unused this week. I don't know what to do.
It's not done well this week.
Don't worry, I'll find a use for it.
Tom's gonna ask.
See, that's got to be Sam Kennison. He liked my cum rag joke.
The ball was going up there.
Sorry, Danny. Don't worry, buddy. You can go back and watch it.
You don't like those ones.
It's been a good show, Danny. So definitely go back and watch. So who's doing questions?
I'll do questions tonight because I can't wait for Dave to play. I want to hear Dave get raunchy as fuck. So it's gonna be good.
Don't encourage him.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to encourage them.
Kerry, I bet
Okay.
he's a lot worse.
All right, let's see.
Right, let's go. I'm just going to pick random ones now.
10. But you've got about
All right.
20
What?
million.
What gives me uncontrollable gas?
Ooh.
What gives me uncontrollable gas is the question.
Let's have a look. How dark are we willing to go with this?
Well, the disclaimer's there, so I guess as long as we don't get your show shut down, we're pretty good.
It could potentially.
Now's the time to leave if you're offended easily.
Yeah, well, I'll leave that one. I think I might leave that one. It might be a bit too.
All right, yeah. Use your best judgment. If it's so bad you can't say it on this show, I would probably not say it. Just
Yeah.
if you could say it on my channel, don't say it.
Even then, I think it might be a bit. Some people might not find it funny.
I kind of want to know what it is afterwards.
Uncontrollable gas.
You're not cheating.
Or do I play it safe?
What is it? What's cheating? Cheating.
You're not allowed to see what I'm going to say.
I want to.
I had all these last week. I picked up the same bloody.
We need some new ones, don't we?
We were meant to order some. We keep saying we will, but as we know, we're all skin.
Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts.
Pops.
Go down to Tesco's and get some Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
The cherry ones.
Broken gas line behind the stove.
Oh.
A bit of magic beans.
Magic beans. What Jack's magic beans?
I'm going quite safe. 5 litres of special brew.
I think that'd do it.
Yeah, I think you're pretty fuck you up pretty well.
Is anybody playing with this?
No. Go for it, Joe. Go on.
Do what you want, Dave. See
All
what
right, go for it.
So,
Going an entire day without masturbating. Oh man. Okay. All right. Okay.
the guys are making.
Pikeys give you.
Pikey, that's what he said. Pickles.
Is it Mikey?
Pikeys give you gas. Well, they like that when the ball's going off again. So that's
My pickle. I love it.
pickles.
Oh shit! Fucking hell, Kerry, what are we gonna do here?
Yeah, get the dyslexic to play. He's definitely going to make this much
Oh fuck me!
What was yours again, Tom? Or did you say yours?
5 litres of special brew.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Dave's. I wanted to go with Kerry's, but I know what it's like to go an entire day without masturbating, and I am all over the place with farts if that doesn't happen. If I don't at least,
God.
if I don't, I can't even finish that one. I think that might even be
I
too
realized
much.
after I typed it.
Uh,
God. Go on then, next one, let's go.
let's see. So, if you like blank, you might be a redneck. No offense, but you guys know what a redneck is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, I'm just making sure.
You might be a redneck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I got that. Multiple stab wounds.
Okay, all right. Depending on what kind of trailer park you live in, that could be a thing. That's fair. Okay, Dave, what do you got, buddy?
Where's the camera?
Touching a pug right on his penis. Georgie boy.
Got the cards today.
He loves that shit, George does.
Oh my God! Why do you say that with such? You're so proud that you do that.
Well done, little boy.
So you know when when you sit on the sofa, you get your feet out. He will walk over and stand over your foot with his knob touching the top of your foot, and he starts like rubbing.
No, he touches his nub on the top of your foot.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Woo, okay. Okay.
You realise you wiggle your toes and you don't realise you're
Don't wiggle your toes.
jacking him off.
Jacking him off with your little toe.
He's loving it.
Is that your version of dogging?
Oh,
Whole new level to dogging. Whole
good
new level.
God. Kerry, what do you got?
Oh my god.
Penis breath.
Penis breath. If you like penis breath, you might be redneck. I'm gonna again. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go with Dave on that. Just because
Yeah.
I've been touching a pug on his penis. That's kind of
Have a good one, brother.
later, Bone. Okay, so
What the fuck?
jeez. Okay,
No.
Danny's like you. Hold on. During sex, I like to think about blank. And Hefty is not an available answer. Sorry, everybody. I know you guys do that anyway, so I'm honored.
I don't know.
God.
I'll go with that.
Okay, we ready?
Pixelated.
Pixelated bukkake. Okay, I like that answer. Okay, sad hand jobs. There it is. I was wondering.
Oh.
The global supply of rubber ducks. Okay, Dave, what do you got, buddy?
Kerry, are you ready?
Oh, God.
My ex. Oh, shit. Oh. Kerry, no offense. I don't even know. I looked at the parents of that one, too. Yo, Kerry, I'm sorry. Like, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what I don't know what yours is, but I think Dave might take this one again. Unless, oh, my God, Kerry. So, when you think of sex, you think about.
Yeast.
Oh! Oh,
Oh my God.
that's literally a toss up there. I like literally almost tossed up my beer on Kerry's answer, and I don't know who to.
Oh, Dave,
Tom, you judge this one. Who won this one?
Dave's gonna win that one. That was just so good.
Wow, Kerry, you're gonna beat his ass later. Whew.
Family show.
Let's see, what's another?
Oh shit! Dave
50.
beats this game every time. It's so good.
This ought to be good. I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna hand this one to you guys on a platter. Daddy, why is mommy crying?
Oh,
Yeah, have fun with this one. I'm a little proud of myself on this.
I could go several ways with this one.
Dear.
Right, I've got a safe one and then a bad one. So I've got crippling debt.
Crippling debt? Okay.
True. And then I've got a defective condom.
Okay. Bobo?
Yeah.
I'm just crying because of Bobo?
Yeah.
That's my boy Bobo, all right. Kermit the Frog and Elmo are leaving. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are they really we'll get back to that in a minute.
We'll get back to that.
Danny, I'll get in contact with you about that one. Dave, what have you got, buddy?
God.
Not reciprocating or oh,
Yeah.
that'd be the one.
Yeah.
That'd be. Look at Dave. He's like, oh,
Oh, yeah. He's in there. He's got...
Kerry, what do you got, honey?
Lazy lover.
Oh, fuck.
Lazy lover.
A guy's not being Amy tonight.
He's a lazy lover.
That's what I sing to him. Don't be a lazy lover. But anyway, Daddy's brown.
Daddy's brown sauce. Wow.
Oh, Chantel says Bobo was doing this next question. Fucking hell. Oh my god.
Oh, I don't know. You're all winners in my book. I love all of you. You're all winners.
Good shout. Good shout. Go on, what are we on here? We've got time for a couple
You got time for one more?
We've got time for a couple. We're only on 5.
Couple more?
Yeah.
I actually might only have time for one more, unfortunately.
Okay, we'll go one more.
All right, here we go. We're going to end this one on a beaut. White people like blank.
I've got 2 for this. Where's it gone? White people like Nazis. And
Okay, accurate. Oh, and what? Wow. Fucking hell. Okay, well.
no offense to anybody.
And the question is wow. And the question wasn't what white kids love. It's what white people like. So it's not just the kids. Although I respect the song reference. Bad songs of YouTube and crying. Okay. Dave, what do we got? White people like police brutality. Fuck me. Wow. I guess I kind of opened up a can of worms on this. This is all stuff that white people do. Oh, gee. Oh, jeez. Wow. I'm not even going to read that one out loud. Incest. Okay. We do loves us our incest. And what else we got? Figuring out how to have sex with a dolphin. Grave robbing. Wow. Weird. Okay. Well, I think we just pretty much pissed everybody off. My job here is finished.
That was a good one to end on, actually. That's
I think so too. God damn.
Fucking out. Figuring out how to have sex with a dolphin. Fuck.
Oh, that's easy. It's called a blowhole, Chantel. Duh.
What a
See.
Brian. Hip hop. Fucking hell. Oh my god. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody for tonight. Dave, thanks so much for coming down.
Yay.
Thanks for inviting me. Pleasure.
Always a pleasure having you. You can come on whenever you want, Dave.
Please, come on.
Bless you.
Dave's favourite card.
Chewy missed it. Oh, that's all right. Oh,
you
I'll fill you in when you get home, buddy.
Yeah, you gotta watch that back. All right, so yeah, next week we won't be on because I'm away. But we'll be back on the week after, and Amy should be back then. She should be fine.
Now, wait a minute. Somebody's got a birthday coming up, don't they? Thomas.
Anyway, let's.
Thomas.
When is that again, Thomas? When is your birthday again, buddy? You don't know, huh?
It's every year.
Oh, I'll have to put that on the social media.
You don't have to put it on anyway.
Oh, I would love that.
Like
Everybody wish Tom a happy birthday, everybody.
How old do you think I'm gonna be?
39.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 21 or something.
He's like 24.
He's about 5.
I know.
No, I'll be 29. I'll be 29.
Oh,
Just
getting
a
old.
young man.
He'll be 30. It's all
He's a
downhill now.
baby. Oh, fuck off.
All right, guys. Love you all. Have a fucking great weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Stay spooky.